Hey guys, it's me, Sam, and today we're going to be tier listing all of the FNaF games. Now, it's going to be from the main series games all the way to, FNaF World and Furious Rage and Freddy in Space. Um, so yeah, let's get into it, nothing else to say. So the first game has to be an S tier, man. It was the original, it was probably one of the scariest, at least I think so, and I love it. Everybody loves it. There's nobody out there who doesn't. If you're a FNaF fan, you love the first game. Yeah, it's really good. Now FNaF 2, I really enjoyed this game, man. It was really good. It was very different from the first game. I think what makes it so good is how much it differentiated itself from the first game. It had what 10, 11 animatronics. It had no doors. The power couldn't shut out, which that was a good thing. But then again, there was no doors, and you just had lights to defend yourself. And then the mask as well. The mask was such a good mechanic. And then also with Foxy and the marionette, they could see through it, which I also think it adds like another level of difficulty to it, which is definitely needed an upgrade from the first game. From the first game, it was just then products coming at you faster, and yeah, it was really it was definitely a big change. But I'll put it at A tier because I still don't think it was as good as the FNaF 1. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like FNaF 3 all that much. I didn't really like it. The Phantoms, they were alright. They looked okay, but they were just big melons that didn't really add much to the game apart from just disorientating you. One of those two. Um, and then script, and I didn't like the jump scares. Springtrap's jump scares were just him coming up to the screen, to the screen, to the screen. With him coming up to the screen and just yeah, and you hear the sound. And with the phantoms, they just appeared on the screen, which I guess would kind of work, but they should have just had actual jump scares. And then I just found, other than just it being difficult, I just found it annoying to have to reboot the system or stuff like that. I just found it a bit annoying, which is pretty unfortunate. Since it was meant to be the last FNaF game as well. I don't think if it did end like that, I don't think it would have been a good send off. Okay, so I just want to say I forgot to put FNaF 4 after FNaF 3. I made a mistake. That's on me. Anyway, with FNaF Worlds, I thought was all right. It was definitely different. It was definitely different. Um, really different. It was very enjoyable. It had some good lore. It had some good lore with the flip side, which I found pretty good. The gameplay was all right. The characters, all the characters you could get were pretty cool. They're really cute. Um, but I put it at C tier because I just don't. It doesn't really like it. It's a big change from what FNaF was, or is. It just didn't really like click to me like why it was made. It didn't really make sense, all that much sense to me, if to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was good for like that time. It was in between the FNaF games, just something to do. But looking back on it, I just don't really see the appeal. Um, Unfortunately, but it was still an enjoyable game at that time, so it's a C. Okay, so I know I've been talking about, change and it can be good or not good, like with FNaF World and all the stuff you had to do in FNaF 3 and then FNaF 2. Basically, yeah, this location, that change, the changes they made then, Scott made then were awesome. That they were the best changes, like, ever made to a FNaF game. And it really like redesigned, like redefined FNaF, because we know that Security Breach is going to be free roam, and uh, Pizzeria Simulator as well. That yeah, that how that changed. I the all the stuff you had to do in this location was just so cool, man. It was really good, like being up close and personal with the animatronics, which we'll see more of and Help Wanted, if you obviously, well, if you remember. And yeah, I really liked how good it was and how interesting it was that there wasn't a single jump scare from Baby in that game. Is I don't think so, but I don't remember one. And then Enid was Enid was a surprise and a really cool addition um to the game. And then the custom night, I really like the custom night too. The custom night, it gave you like a fresh take on FNaF 1, if that makes sense. Like, so you'd get this FNaF 1 with the sister location animatronics, and it would be really cool. And it also had new mechanics as well, where Bon Bon would be thrown at the door. Um, Stuff like that, and then Lolbit as well would appear on the TVs. And yeah, it was really good. I really did like it. It was awesome. Okay, so I think I made a bit of a mistake putting Pizzeria Simulator in C. So I'm just gonna go move it up to B because I have more positive things to say about it than I do negative. So yeah, I'm just gonna get into it. And first of all, I liked like it was like the stress level that you would get from playing it. Like, and that's just what a horror game is supposed to be. It's supposed to be stressful. It's supposed to, make you anxious about, what's there, where is it? And having no cameras as well. Having no cameras was just was really that was a big anxiety moment for me. With no cameras, that was just terrifying. The only thing you would have was like where audio was coming from in the vent system, and then you could set the audio, like you could set like a sound wave so the animatronics could hear and go over to it to keep them away from you. And I liked how that wouldn't work. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I've done it now, I'm completely safe. That's not how it would work. And before you knew it, once you were just relaxing for a bit because they'd been distracted, before you knew it, you'd be dead. Um, and night two, for some reason, everybody died on night two. Everybody died on night two, whether it was one time or 10 times. Everybody died on night two. By Molten Freddy, which is weird as well. Um, well, I guess not that weird since that was the night he was introduced, but still, yeah. It was very stressful, and that's exactly what a horror game should be like. And with the other FNaF games, like I don't feel as though they were as stressful as this one. So that's why this is a B instead of a C. So ignore what it says. Okay, so with another A tier, um, so Ultimate Custom Night was one of the best FNaF games that I think has come out ever, really. It was all of them put together. It was every single animatronic put together, and they were all out to kill you. I liked how it wasn't like I liked how there wasn't nights. Um, like, so a certain amount of animatronics per night. I liked how you could choose whatever, and yeah, I loved it. It was very good. I loved how hard it would get. Like watching Dorko do 50-20 mode and then screaming at the end when he got it. That was hilarious, and I'm glad I haven't tried it, and I probably never will. But if I do, definitely making a video on that. Something I do want to say though is I don't really like the jump scares in UCN, or is it, yeah, UCN. I didn't like the jump scares. I felt they were a bit lazy because it was just looked like you could easily just do a stop motion of the flailing arms around. You just got a picture of Scrap Trap, section like the arms off, and then just made them flail around in like flip a clip or something. I didn't like them. It wasn't that they just weren't good. They weren't up to standards of what they would usually be like. With FNaF 1 was, if you've seen Bonnie and Chica's jump scares in FNaF 1, they are terrifying. They are the most terrifying. Like, uh, uh, yeah. And then as well with FNaF 2, you know, you got Toy Bonnie and Toy Chica would jump out at you. With a bunny, he'd reach his hand out. That was terrifying as well. I really wish they did do some better, some like something else with them though. Okay, so Help Wanted, yet another A tier. I This game was definitely a massive step up from all the other games. Obviously, it was only like a one-time thing. We might get another VR game soon. I'm not too sure, but it was still really good. Parts and service, you know, being up close and personal with the animatronics, seeing how truly massive they are. That's definitely that's terrifying. Like you wouldn't want to be in that situation in real life. You barely want to be in that situation in sister location. So people who are terrified of sister location and you know repairing Funtime Freddy and having Bon Bon run around, you have to find him. You're gonna hate you would hate parts and service. Other than that, the vent repair, uh, the nightmares mode, in the FNAF 4 location. Those were both really those were both terrifying as well. The vent repair where you had Ennard or Mangle crawling around on the ceiling or something. That was let's just say I haven't played it since. Um but yeah, it's really good. And then as well as they implemented the core 4 games into it as well. Um that was awesome too. That was really good. Obviously, not nightmares, night terrors. FNAF 4 was night terrors. Um, I probably liked FNAF 1 the most. Uh, in Help Wanted, as you can see, I'm a very big FNAF 1 enjoyer. um, yeah, it was a huge step up, and I really liked it. And I hope Steel will make another one. And I think everyone will agree with this one. So I think that special delivery, the mobile game, I don't think that was that good. I I didn't like it too much. It would never worked for me, and it would always whenever I did get onto it the next day when I go onto it, I'd have to reinstall it and lose all my data because it wouldn't it wouldn't load and it would take hours if I stayed for it. But other than that, I guess it is okay. They do update it pretty frequently, but that won't really be surprised because without updating it too frequently, there'd be no content. There'd be no new content other than just getting keep on getting the same animatronics over and over again. Uh, so yeah, the animatronic designs they're really good. I do like all of them, but I just wish they'd maybe put that effort into like some of the other animatronics maybe. I'm not saying that any of the others aren't as detailed. Well, I mean I am saying that, but the other models for all the other games they're still really good. They're still the standards and stuff past standards, but I do really like the amount of detail they put into the other ones. They put into the special delivery skins. Okay, so now we're getting into the other games. So we're getting into Freddy in Space and Furious Rage. So with Freddy in Space 2, I found this one very enjoyable. It was good. It was like a fresh take on the first Freddy in Space. Um, it was different. It was different in a good way, and I've said that being different hasn't been that good with these FNAF games throughout most of this video. Um, but this was like it was a good difference. It was obviously not trying to be anything like FNAF, whilst obviously having its own lore because having lore because obviously it has to have lore. I guess it doesn't necessarily have to, but you know, it's FNAF. It's not gonna not have lore. I mean, the arcade games, we didn't really suspect them to have much until we had the whole thing. We saw the whole thing. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, now FNAF 4. So FNaF 4, when I was talking about the stress, like how stressful it was with Pizzeria Sim, this stress carries on to this stress definitely does carry on to FNaF 4. Um, but I just didn't find it as enjoyable. I found it again more annoying than anything, as well as FNaF 3. And then if that was supposed to be the end, the actual end as well. I feel like it would have been an okay ending, but I don't think it would have. I don't think I wouldn't have been that satisfied if it was the true ending. Um, but that's then again that's his technically where it ended, kind of where it ended. Um, but yeah, I kept on going after that, so it's not really the real ending. Um, yeah, other than that, it was good. The animatronic designs were crazy detailed. Um, it gave us a lot more backstory onto the Afton family, and obviously the crying child. Um, and yeah, it was really good. Yeah, I just don't think it would have been a good send off either. Okay, okay. So Furious Rage. I found it pretty cool. It was very fun. It was like it did reveal some lore. The characters did have some good designs. Um, yeah, I found it was incredibly glitchy though when I played it. I don't know if that was my my crappy HP laptop or if it was the actual game, but it was very buggy when I tried to reload it multiple times. But other than that, from what I saw, the gameplay was really good. It looked really fun. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play it, but it did look really fun. Looks yeah. And it was our first bit of like security breach kind of content that we'd had in a while, um, which I found pretty cool. So yeah. Okay, so that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. This is gonna be a part of a two. This is gonna be a two-part series for FNAF's anniversary. The next video I'll upload is reacting to the FNAF Plus anniversary short. It looks really cool. So yeah, like and subscribe, and see ya.